everybody from Zoom, from Facebook. We are about to start the session today. And just before I do, I just want to say that any information that you hear today is general advice only. So we don't take into consideration your personal circumstances. So at all times, we recommend to go and see a financial advisor or an accountant to make sure that doing a property circle or investing in any type of property is the right thing to do for your circumstances. So without further ado, I am very excited to be here with Kate and Suzette. So Kate and Suzette met through a renovating course at through the School of Renovating, and they soon realised that they had a shared vision of doing high quality renovations. So not just the flip and get out of there, making sure that what they produce is good quality. And they also realised quite soon that they had different attributes and qualities that were going to complement each other, and that they were able to do this journey together. For example, Kate works full-time at a 9-to-5 role, whereas Suzette has more flexibility in her role. So being able to take on different parts of the project meant that they were able to work really well together. So welcome, ladies, and thank you so much for joining us. And I've obviously touched on it just with my little introduction, but I'd really like to start to ask, how did you decide to renovate together? What made the spark go, yes, let's do it?
Well, I'll probably throw that one to Suzette because she instigated it. So,
well, we were at a function for the School of Renovating, and Kate and I live in the same area, same LGA, very close. I offered her a lift home, and of course, chatting away, coming from a renovating, function. It was all things renovating, and I don't take, much encouragement to do that, to have a chat about all sorts of things. And, quickly it was, we want to do something. My only drawback is funds or time or whatever. It took us the time from the city to where Kate lives, which is probably about 45 minutes, to when we pulled up to, right, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's find out how we can do it. Let's formalize it. Because we're both, when you say we've got complementary skills, we do, but we have such a lot in common, which a bit like a good marriage, I guess. We've got the foundations there of our true beliefs, our core beliefs. And where Property Circles comes in was that we wanted to make sure everything was tied up and safe for us. Nothing left to chance, nothing left to a handshake. Make sure it's all down. There's an in, there's a functioning, and there's an out if you want it.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Kate, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just that it's great to have, apart from the obvious as pooled financial resources, it's good to have someone that you can just call and say, hey, what if we do this, or what if we try that, or, oh crap, that's gone wrong, or what do we do to fix it, and not have to be burdening your partner or your husband or your family who are sick of hearing you talk about renovating all the time.
Yes. So, oh my goodness, my husband.
Yeah. And it's also been quite good that we, I don't know about you, Suzette, but I find that it's like, well, Suzette and I are buying, we're buying our next property soon, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, okay. Oh, great. It's not sort of, there's no kind of asking permission, because the partnership is between Suzette and I, not my husband and I, or Suzette.
Yes.
So
And so when, just for everybody's knowledge, when you start a property circle, you start with a mandate. So obviously you sat down and you wrote out what your strategy would be. And I guess that's an important part of it as well, to make sure that you guys are on the same page and know what to expect of the next however much timeline that you've set to make your strategy work.
Yeah, and that was really important. We did take a bit of time to get that right. And yeah, we even down to the fact that we wanted to work in Newcastle and that we wanted to, look for a certain type of property, do a certain type of renovation. We wanted to be doing stuff that we're really proud of. We didn't want to be selling something to someone that fell apart the minute we walked out the door, sort of thing. We want it to be nice and solid and, really feel like we've provided a really beautiful home for someone. So we both agreed on all of those things up front.
Yes. And we might be able to show some pictures actually of the before and after now, because you have created like such a beautiful home for someone. So when you first walked in here, what were you looking for, or what were you thinking, okay, this is what we can change, or this is how it can become the masterpiece that we've created?
It's more about sorry, Suzette.
No, I was just going to say the house really told us in a lot of ways. It just screamed to be taken back to how it started, a beautiful, welcoming home. And we sort of went from the front door in, and it told us really in a lot of ways.
That's a lovely way of putting it, actually. And I always love to think about what are all the little views and vistas that you see when you walk through the door, like when someone first experiences this house. What is that feeling? Is it going to be welcoming? Is it going to be light and airy? Is it going to be what are you going to have a view of when you walk through the door, and how will that make people feel? Yeah.
If you could tell me what you found, I guess, the benefits of doing it together, other than the addiction of banana bread and coffee, which we weren't meant to be telling anyone about.
I'm still trying to get over that. Purely what Kate said, the fun element is terrific. It can be a bit lonely doing a reno by yourself, and to have that excitement shared equally with somebody is, it's really motivating. It's great. And nobody gets you like your renovating partner. As you say, your husband will go, oh, yawn, 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 but your renovating partner never will. Even the worst problems, you can stick at it because somebody's got as much skin in it as you have to share the highs and the lows. They're the best things about having a partner, apart from the banana.
Yeah, exactly. And so budget. So can you talk about how you set it? So like, I don't want to know numbers, but I want to know like what you like when you found the property, you said, okay, yep, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to buy. And how did you set the amount that you wanted to spend and kind of work out then, okay, if we spend this, I hope that we end up with that. Like, how did you go about doing that process? Or was it?
So that's the numbers queen. But I'll just kick it off by saying it's about having an idea of what your finished product is going to be, who you will be selling that to, and what you think the achievable price will be for that product that you've developed. Having a very clear picture about who you're selling to, and therefore what that product needs to look like, and working backwards from there. So, and Suzette probably be able to go into a bit more detail about that.
Yeah, well, without talking about numbers and all the best, Kate's spot on. Working, you make your profit when you buy a home, but your research is always from the sell point too. We had a feel about the area we wanted to be in, the demographic we wanted to reach out to, and that came with a price tag. So we researched that and worked backwards from there. Felt that we have our in-out costs, they're pretty static. And just went, okay, well, we need to do it for this. Can we? And it starts, and then you massage a bit from there. It's never a correct or a spot on science. You need wiggle room. But basically, yeah, Kate's right. We started from where we wanted to finish.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And was there? I know you've spoken about in the past a bit of contingency, because obviously anyone knows when you start a renovation, you don't know what you're going to find. Like, so did you have that kind of wiggle room, so to speak?
We did, and it got eaten quite quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wiring for a start.
Wiring, and interestingly enough, that's the first thing I look at now is the wiring.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, okay. It's a very sexy subject with me.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah. You should see Suzette get excited over a meter box. Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the meter box. Yeah,
that's hilarious. And so from my point of view, it seemed like you started a circle and you found this property, and then before I knew it, I saw people like lined up outside the gate, ready to come in.
Wasn't that amazing?
It was lined
we couldn't
up.
be there. We didn't see it in real life, but our agent was sending photographs.
It was amazing. Yeah. So like end to end, how long did the project take?
12 weeks.
Wow. That is amazing.
In hindsight, it is.
Yeah.
But we're so engrossed in what we do on a daily basis.
Yes.
With the communication, it just flowed really well.
Yes, amazing. And so what's next? So you've found your niche up in Newcastle, I'm hoping. Yes.
Yes.
Over to you, Kate.
Well, we actually have found number 2.
Woohoo!
Stay tuned. You're hearing it here first. We haven't actually formalized it yet, but we have found our next one, and it's going to be a bit different actually. We were looking for something very similar, and because we loved the type of house, but you can't always know what's going to come up, and we've got a magnificent property buyer who has done all the hard yards of finding an amazing property that we probably would have overlooked. And it's going to be really fun, actually, really different, and have a different kind of feel, a little bit more family home, and it's going to be really pretty.
I can't wait to see it. That's very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah. And so last question, well, actually maybe 2. So you've just mentioned obviously the partners that you've worked with. So you've had a buyer's agent, you had a designer, you had a stylist. So obviously that's really important to find all those people to surround yourself to like, I guess, make it easier. Did you want to add anything to that about the partners that you found?
I think the key is, and absolutely the key, and this is something that's been ingrained in me as a project manager over many, many years, is don't try and do the stuff that you're not the expert in. We're there to, I'm there to, as a project manager. Suzette is brilliant with on-site management, and she's financial whiz and keeps the budget in check, all of that kind of stuff. There's no point us running around with a paintbrush and taking twice as long over it and things like that. So we've got, and even styling and designing, we love it. Don't get me wrong. We love getting involved and being part of the process and being part of the collaboration, but you've got to have strong experts leading all of those parts. And we've got a very experienced builder who, we manage the trades. Well, Suzette manages the trades very well, very, very well. But we have a builder who, we can lean on to really make sure that we're doing the right thing. We get engineers involved. We make sure everything's certified. So, and Suzette, you can probably tell them about the fact that, we've got a lot coming with us on the next property.
Yeah, we do. We've got together a great team, and straight away they're all on board with it. So it's like a whole family moving together, and you're just ahead of the family. You'll dictate how it's all going to look and feel and all the rest of it. And now we're in that lovely sweet spot that we all know each other, and we know the little foibles, how you can push, how you can't push, and it's great. This feels just like a really nice transition in there. It's not without its, oh my God, what am I going to do here? Or that's a blowout, or that's not. But everybody was thrilled to get our phone call, just as thrilled as we were to ring them and say, it's game on again. Here we go.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really, and it's nice to be on top of that, to enjoy the ride. As Kate said, I call it the nail polish test, but she's right. We don't have to do, we can't sustain what our passion is if we have to do it all the time. We have other roles that we have to fulfill. This can't be a 24/7. So fortunately, as I won't call us great control freaks, but we are control freaks in our own little way, that we've learnt to really just step back and have faith in the process and faith in the people that we've got around us.
I think that's really good advice, and like coming, like I'm a control freak myself, so I think that's really good advice to do. Make sure, I guess, everybody's got their roles, and to outsource where you think's necessary.
Yeah, it's just a false economy. We nearly fell into that trap, to be honest. We had some plans to do some of the stuff in the back garden ourselves, because we thought, oh yeah, we'll have time to do that on weekends when, you know, we go up to check on the place or whatever, which was probably a bit expecting a bit much of ourselves. And then COVID hit and we got locked down. So we couldn't go up there for the last couple of weeks. So we had to then scramble to get people to do work, which we hadn't planned. So trying to hire people at the last minute, of course, then you don't have any choice but to just grab anyone at any price and thing at any price. And because we didn't plan to do it. So that's the biggest lesson we learned, is that we will not, we will apply the nail polish test, as Suzette puts it, next time. And COVID and working remotely, we were working remotely anyway. I was working remotely a lot. Well, both of us were a lot, but even more so, COVID taught us, don't even think about depending on yourself, because you can't guarantee you can be there. So
no. And look, weekends are so busy at the best of times. Yeah.
And you don't want to give away, everyone's going to be resentful at some point in time, whether it's your family, yourself, your partner, whatever. If you're not able to have a life. You can't just, this is a really fantastic, fun hobby.
Yes.
But it is important to have a normal life as well, and just have fun with your friends and your family. And you've got to take time out, because it helps you just also be really invigorated to come back. Again, we've had a few weeks off now while we've been waiting for the house to sell and settle. And we've had a beautiful agent that's looked after for us, so that we can really just trust that we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, amazing. And now my last question. So what advice would you give to people who are wanting to start renovating as a group?
First of all, renovating as a group is a great opportunity for people to get into this. It's not easy in Australia. The housing industry seems to be a sub-currency that runs through the whole place. So it's more and more expensive. So it's your in. I think the real thing is to make sure that everybody knows what part they play. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to be clear, first of all, as you say, on the mandate. Why am I there? What's my specialty? And how do we all engage with this? What's the process? Do we meet once a week? Do we have who's the real, if there's more than two, who's the one who drives the meetings that says, okay, where are you up to and where are you up to? I think, being organised in that fashion would be the key there. The rest is just golden opportunity.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Now I'm going to just see with our chat, just to see if there's any questions that anyone has for us. So if you do have a question for Kate or Suzette, please put it in the chat box, and we will hopefully be able to answer them. We've already gone over time. So these are their contact details just here. So you can follow Kate and Suzette on Instagram and see their amazing renovation and follow their journey. If there are no questions coming up, just let me check the chat again. Then we might say thank you very much. Oh, and sorry, I just thought I closed us all. I went, see you later. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for joining us and telling us about your journey. I know I found it really interesting, and I love that you've had a great success with your first one, and I wish you all the best for the second one as well.
Thank you. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.